Andy assumed that Stephen had gone back to the hotel, but the next morning, Stephen was nowhere to be seen. At first, no one was too worried, thinking Stephen would walk back in any minute.
Then it comes to sort of mid-afternoon, 3 o'clock. That's when, you know, we started to get a bit worried because we heard nothing from him, and it was unlike Steve. So that's when everyone started to, started to panic. So.
Stephen's friends went straight to the Greek police and reported him missing. Then one of them called his family.
The police in Malia told him, well, look, don't worry, he's probably gone off with a girl, or he's, if the worst that'll happen, he'll be back for his flight, and so on and so forth. And it's after hearing that I realised that there was a problem, because I knew Stephen well enough to know that he would never do that across his friends. He would never, ever disappear without telling them where he was.
While the Greek police launched a major investigation, Stephen's friends put up dozens of posters in Malia. 12 days later, there was still no word of Stephen. They caught a flight home alone.
I think everyone was just absolutely devastated, and then I don't think anyone said 2 words really on the flight home. It was just, devastation really.
The Greek and the British police immediately began working together to find Stephen.
We were able to track fairly tightly and fairly closely where they'd been, who they'd been with. We interviewed a number of people who'd met up with Stephen and his friends, spoke to them, had conversations with them, been drinking with them in various bars.
But no trace of Stephen has ever been found.
There are times when I look at the kids in the face and I see the pain, and no parent should have pain in the kid's face.
We'll come back to Stephen's story a little later. Earlier, we heard about the case of Stephen Cook, who'd gone missing while on holiday in Crete. He'd simply vanished after a night out on the town with his friends.
In 2005, the British and Greek police launched a major investigation on the island of Crete to find 20-year-old Stephen Cook. His family joined the search too, returning to the island several times, but Stephen had simply vanished without a trace. Nearly 6 years on, his family refused to give up hope.
Jointly, we're constantly thinking of what we can do next, and to keep people generally aware that we still have a son missing in Crete.
Hope that somebody will come forward and give us some information so that we can go out there and find him, or at least find out what's happened to him, because somebody somewhere knows something.
When Stephen went missing, his family flew straight to Crete, but they had no idea how best to search for him.
The first time that we went over, it was all panic, it was all emotional, there was no direction, we were just doing what we felt right.
Since then, they've set up websites, followed up dozens of phone calls, and last year decided to return to the Greek island once more.
It was the first time that any of the family had been over there for 5 years, and it was really, to be honest, the thought of going over there it made me feel sick. And you knew that you were stepping back into all of the emotions, all of the rawness, but we knew we had to do it. Having faced up to it and gone over there and made so many connections with so many people, the support that they've given us, which has been overwhelming, and they've been doing stuff whilst we've been back here, for us to feel like there's some momentum behind Steve's case, that there are people that care over there that are doing stuff for us, is massively reassuring, and it's really given us so much more impetus and drive to carry on that.
With the islanders on side and word getting round that Stephen is still missing, his family feel confident one day they will find a clue to unravel the mystery of what's happened to Stephen.
The one aim, as always, is to keep Stevie's case in the public eye over there. We know that if we make the right steps and we carry on going and spreading the message, that it'll be a matter of time before that message reaches the person who can help us bring Stevie home.
And Stephen's brother Chris is here with us now. Chris, it's been 5.5 years. Tell us about your mum and dad. How are they coping?
Well, obviously it's hit them really hard. You know, the stresses has taken its toll on them health-wise. Not a day goes by where they're not thinking of things that they can do, and thinking about what they can do to bring Stevie home is always there, just very, very underneath the surface.
So it's really tough for them. And I know you're planning to go back again. Have you learnt things, and what will you do differently this time?
Absolutely, we've learnt things. The first time we went out there, obviously, our emotions were raw, we're in shock. We're doing things by instinct because, you know, you never expect to have a member of family that goes missing. Now, with the information that we've had over the past 5 years, with being able to get an idea as to how the systems and the procedures work over there, we're able to look at things in a much more proactive and productive manner to know that where our efforts are best placed and what we can do and the places that we can publicise Steve's case to get the maximum impact and cover ground that we've not previously covered.
Yes, and I know that they've done an age progression of what he might look like now. You've seen the image. What do you think of it?
It's pretty startling. I mean, it's an uncanny resemblance, drawing completely a line between me and Tony, Steve's other brother. But it's great for us because, obviously, it's 5 years or so since Stevie went missing. He went missing as a young man. Now he's very much a man, and it gives us an idea of who we're looking for and if there are people out there that can help, who they can help us to look for. And, you know, we just want that one sighting, the one person to go and approach Stevie to, you know, let him know that we're concerned for him and, you know, to get in touch with the authorities. Well,
listen, lots of luck with that. Oh, of course, it's a place people go on holiday as well. So if anybody can help, if you know anything about where he might be, please call Missing People on 0500 700 700.